Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another podcast. We will be covering the three races of the 4-year-old finals, EC finals. So let's get to looking at them. Bob will be joining us eventually, so that's why you see his empty chair. Let's get right to the races. Race review, I should say. First race will kick off at 1925, the Senior Sprint Championship, 6 furlongs on the dirt for a purse of 300,000 points. 8 horses going the distance of 6 furlongs on dirt. Leading off with This Boy Can Run from TNT, a 5-year-old. On the dirt, 5 of 16, 8 of 16 in the money. 6 furlongs all over the place here. A win, 2 starts back in this qualifying group. Nice purse. 64,900. Had the rail. Charged home late. And then also a turf win. Actually, not a win. He got second. Ran well, though. So that is the one horse. My Nuts Are Blue from Dutton Ranch. 822, 8 for 22, 14 for 22 in the money. We see all kinds of qualifiers here and very consistent finishes. Last one, not so, dropped back at the start. 7 furlong, but come closing, but not its normal race last time out. Everything else is first and second, including on the 19th, a 114 speed, 99 pace. So very, very intriguing horse there. Bald and Gray is the 3 horse with Chrisman. Very amazing record here. 7 of 12 on the dirt, 10 of 12 in the money. Looking back at a sprint race in this series, July 31st, won the race. And a couple other good races. Another one that cashing checks, making money. Captain Hornblower, the 4 horse. Lot of races, but that's good. Look at the money it's earned. 11 of 37 lifetime on the dirt. Now I got to do the math on this. 11 plus 16 is 27 of 37 in the money. Back on the 31st, ran this distance. From the 4 post, took out the lead, got nipped at the wire. Last time out I don't know what that was. It paid well, so I don't know if that was a stakes or not, but he did win from the 6 furlong. Another capable horse. Good knowledge. EC Dirt Sprint champion of past from Induna. 7 for 15 in the dirt. Look at this. 14 out of 15 in the money. Always cashing checks. No wins here, but impressive races, to say the least. Constantly second and third. So definitely could punch through. Don't mean that he never wins, just mean I don't see one in the last 5. Sonic Booze from Chrisman is 8 for 12 on the dirt, 10 for 12 in the money. Dirt fast last time out. Didn't fare too well from the 5, but go back to this group classification. Back-to-back wins and a second at 2 of those at 6, 1 at 5. Some high pace ratings as well. So another good-looking horse. Sweep Over My Soul from Poncho Racing Stables. 9 for 14. 12 for 14 in the money. What do we have here? Another check casher capable of winning 6 furlongs, as he's shown the past he's able to do. Back on the 10th in this group from the 1 hole, and then followed up with a close second. And another second back on the 31st, winning last time out in a open. Again, let me click on that because a number of these horses were in it. So it was a sprint qualifier. Okay. So he won that one. Somali Bride from Induna has the 8 post, 5 of 14, 9 of 14 in the money. And we see a dirt fast last time out in that same race. Looks like he might have got caught up somewhere and couldn't run his race. Go back down to the 24th. He's closing in a 5 furlong. So you'd think he'd close in a 6 furlong from out there. Or who knows, might try to get the lead. And that is the Sprint Championship. Some very nice looking horses, as there should be, but very, very nice. I assume some of these could be, I may not, I'm trying to remember. Some of these could be some of the 4-year-old geldings that turned 5, but I don't remember if we did that last season. Okay, up next is the 10 horses in the Turf Classic. 500,000 plus any bonuses. Let's take a look. Star by Rama. Now the trophy doesn't show up here on my screen for some reason, but it says Eliminator Champion. 8 for 24 on dirt, 0 for 1 on turf. This is a turf race. So he's qualified, has only 1 turf outing, didn't finish in the money. We'll see. It is dirt or turf, right? Yeah. Okay. 1 1/8. Last time out on dirt was second.
I see it here.
What's that?
I see these trophy errors.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I couldn't. Now I can.
Oh.
But
I'm going in the back end to see why that trophy is an error.
Oh, okay. So he can win from the distance. It's just interesting. This horse has only 1 turf race. So I'm assuming a lot of the qualifiers were on dirt. Lipa, bless you. You trying to get my attention, or what was that? Want me to shut up?
Eliminator Champ Starbarama. I don't know what trophy that is. That's causing that.
It just says Eliminator Champion. So, yeah, I don't know what the picture. I keep trying to tell it to load the image, but it won't. Okay, back to this. Second horse is, or 2 horse, Leap of Faith, winner of the Turf Mile in the past. 10 out of 24 wins on turf. He gets a lot of wins, but then if he doesn't win, he kind of just heads to the hot dog stand and moves on. What's that?
I said I fixed it.
Oh, let's get back up here. Gotta read. Well, there we go. There's his trophy. So Leap of Faith, it has me perplexed with the 10 wins, 2 seconds, and then no thirds. But 10 wins impressive, but it's like win or go home. He does have a nice turf win here on the 8th, 119 and 97. were the speed and pace figures, which is really all you need to know as far as this horse. But right before that, he also had a 119 and 98 and a mile. Induna's Kingdom, 2 for 6 on the turf, 3 of 6 in the money, and no wins in the last 5, but he's cashed a few checks, so he needs to be top his game here. Storm Temple Reef, Chrisman, 1 of 10 turf, 6 of 10 in the money though, so he's a check casher. I think last night I kept saying a cash checker. So this one is always out there ready to break through. See if tonight's the night can get a second one.
Which one?
What's that?
Hey Dash, if you're listening, tell me which ones it's missing, because I already fixed these horse of season 57. So if there's another one, let me know and I'll add it. Just type it in.
Okay. Mosey on over. 4 of 8.
Derby, Preakness. Oh, I see.
6 of 8 in the money. No, nothing longer than 7 furlongs in the history that I can see, and maybe further back it does, but ran well last time out at 7 furlongs. See if it can go the extra distance. Puma Trot from Doc Lutz Stables. 3 of 17, but 11 of 17 lifetime. Or 11 of 17 in the money. 2 races back on dirt did go 1 mile and an 1/8. Also on turf, 1 mile and 1/8. Hasn't, only the dirt win we see in the history, so needs to run like that tonight. Cuckoo's Nest. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. I did that quite well, I thought. 4 of 12 on the turf. Winners. 7 of 12 in the money for Anmore Racing Stable. Winner of last night's classic, Aftershock. Has a 7 furlong win we see on an off surface, and then some good finishes here, 2nd and 3rd, and a win back at 1 mile and 1/8. Boy, it does like the off surface, that's for sure, based on those two. Very capable. Classical. How can a horse called Classical not be in the classic? Well, he is. 2 of 6 from winning from turf races. 3 of 6 in the money. We do see a win at 7 furlongs on the dirt. Last time out on turf, didn't fare too well. Don't see any turf history other than the turf yielding. So if you can run back to that dirt race, we'll be there. The wind blew late from Eddie T&T. 1 of 14 turf. 7 of 14 in the money with earnings 1.4 million points plus. 0 for 13 on the year, however. So you can tell, must just love to cash some checks. And you can see down here on the 7th, a 2nd place, 3rd place, 2 starts back. So definitely likes to be on around the money. See if it can punch through for the win. Highland Blade from Chrisman. 2 of 11, 7 of 11 in the money. Been running mainly 1 mile and 1 mile and 1/8. 1 at 1 mile on the dirt. 3 starts back. Nice speed and pace. Was leading on the turf mile. Caught at the wire or close to the wire. So very capable of running this distance and on this surface. And that is the classic. Now the question is, who is going to win? Last of the EC races for the season is the 12 horse Dirt Turf 12 or Dirt Turf. How can you have a Dirt Turf? Dirt 12 furlong route. You see in the field, I'm trying to get them up on the screen to look at. And there we go. Well, it's nice to see that my how do I get us on the screen? Let's go through them. Looks like the race kicker offer thing is working. The Gray Lady from Bobby Dazzler. 3 of 12 that were on the dirt. 1 of 10 on the dirt as far as wins. So we'll be trying to get a second. See if we can see that dirt win. Nope. It's a while back. Mile and a half. Fifth. Last time I did a mile and a half on the dirt. But he does cash some checks. A nice race 2 back. So if he needs to get back into that form to compete, he has the rail, which is nice. Number 2, That's What Love Is For. 7 of 17. This one's a Poncho Racing Stables horse. 11 of 17 in the money on dirt. Let's see what we have. 2 races back. Mile and a half on the dirt. Started second, finished 4th. Mile and 3/8 on the 15th in this grouping. Was second, closing to get there. And then prior to that, I believe the horse has flexibility here. So he could go and he could close. Induna's Flight Line, which typically means there's going to be flight line in the blood, which there is. 1 for 7 on the dirt, 4 for 7 in the money. Let's look for there are 2 races back, dirt mile and a half. It says open allowance, but it was probably a qualifier. Yes, it was. Finished closing second. And then the third, and also in dirt mile and a half. So definitely opportunities here for this horse. No Woman, No Cry, which I think you won't find it too surprising. I'm going to honor this one as the best looking horse in the group. Poncho Racing Stables, 6 of 16 on the dirt, 12 of 16 in the money. Last time out, 1.25 miles, winner. And 1.5 miles dirt, 2 times back. Started from the 7. Did not fare well on that trip. And it looks like he's 7-8 and 7-8 in the posts. And other than the one on the 8th, he did not seem to like the outside post. So we shall see if the 4 helps out. Miss This from Flip Farms. 1 of 8 dirt, 3 of 8 in the money. 2 races back at 10 furlongs. Was able to wire the field on the turf. Dirt fast last time out in this grouping. Had the 2 posts. Ran pretty even. Hung in there for 3rd. Back on June 10th. I did get a 4th. This horse has been off for a while. Not sure if that helps or not, but he has been out. Empirical. I think we all remember that horse from last season. Went for the Triple Crown. On the dirt, 8 of 18. $15 of 18 in the money. Empire Maker, double tap. Boy, what a combo there, huh? Let's take a look at the 1.5 miles. 1.25 miles, ran an even race from the 2 post. 1.5 miles, third. I'm assuming trip may not have been friendly on that one, nor the 29th, but we all knew what this horse can do. It has won 4 of 14 this year, so we just don't see them in here. Eternally, Chrisman, 2 of 9 on the dirt, 5 of 9 in the money. And we have a winner last time out, I believe, in this grouping. Yes, it was. Nice speed and pace as well for a route. Good looking horse here. Has cashed a lot of checks in this grouping, so definitely one to watch for. Pimp Juice. I remember Pimp Juice when it first was bred. It was supposedly going to be a super horse, and it has not done too bad with 2 million in earnings. So it was a super horse. 3 for 26 on the dirt, 13 for 26 in the money. Won at a mile and 3/8, 2 races back, impressively wired the field. Got a mile and 4 turf finish. It looked pretty good. Mixed results on some of the others, but boy, back to that race 2 ago. Be right here. Moonshine Radio, Chrisman, 5 for 40 on the dirt, 27 for 40 in the money. Chrisman's homebred, and it's ran a mile and a half 2 of the last 3 races, done quite well. See if it can run back to that form in this race. Peak Performance, a juvenile classic winner from Chrisman, 9 for 29 on the dirt, 16 for 29 in the money. Mile and a half also, 2 of its last 3 with a win. 2 starts back, followed up by a win last start, or the second start back. Last time out, almost got up to make it 3 in a row. Seabird from Dutton. I wonder when we're going to see Dutton's name here. 3 for 13 winners, 8 for 13 in the money. Ooh, go for wand is the dam on this one. Let's have a look. Last time out, 1 mile and 3/8 from the rail, dropped back, came up, won it. Time before that, had the 2-hole, went out, got past probably down the stretch. So very competitive horse in good form. Last but not least, Ring My Bell, another homebred from Chrisman from Capital Radio. 4 for 33 on the dirt, 14 for 33 in the money. We see back on the 15th, the one in this grouping at mile and 3/8. 2 starts ago, had the 3-hole, sat on the lead, then gave it up at the end. That looked like a tough trip for Aulick with that 87 pace. Last time out, second. So again, the check casher. And that is the field. Good luck. We have a minute and a half, 2 minutes for the first race. I am going to try to use the Unity player tonight. We'll see how that goes. We'll still use the overhead view. Let's see. We've got good evening. Fix Empirical's trophies while you're at it.
I did.
Missing Derby and pre. Okay, so we're past this. He likes to bask in the glow. Thank you. Thank you. Is that Dutton? Draft Fantasy Sports? Can't remember. He's got like 20 names, 20 accounts. Okay. Wish me luck on the technical side tonight. It has been a little bit of my undoing lately. I'm going to show you from the overhead view till the stretch, which I'll try the outside view, but it is very close to the horses. So I don't know enough about it yet to see if I can zoom out or find a better closing. Maybe the trackside view, not sure, but maybe Bob can help me out, or the viewers, if there's anybody viewing and wants a special view on the last stretch run
You can still do the overtop view.
all the way through.
No, I'm saying you like the overtop view. It still does it. You know, it just.
No, but down the stretch, I usually like to switch it. Okay, so here's the problem I'm going to have is I can't change the cameras. Do you hear that? Like, I don't hear any noise. But they are off.
Yeah, on that one, because I think there's a different checkbox on the tab or screen that you're sharing.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Here we go down the. I think you have to click. You have to be in the window. This boy can run. Eddie TNT. Come to the top of the turn. Ran 21.77, followed by Bold and Gray. My nuts are blue. Good knowledge. Sonic Blues.
Yeah. I mean, you can.
And Hornblower, Somali Bride, and Sweep Over My Soul. Down the stretch they come. See them coming up now. It is. This boy can run. Take a look to see who's coming at him. This boy can run. Captain Hornblower trying to make the run. Not going to get there. Wired the field. This boy can run. From Eddie. Thank you. Thank you. I think they're cheering for my call of the race. A very good-looking horse, you have to admit, from that Gray. Thank you. Thank you. Enough. Enough. Hold the applause. Hold the applause. Impressive. Very impressive. 150,000. This boy can run. Captain Hornblower, Bald and Gray. My nuts are blue. Top 4 finishers. And we'll get rid of him doing all of his bowing.
You know, you can collapse the names if you want on the box. Unless you need that to help you, I guess.
Yeah.
You can zoom out and then select different.
Okay.
Was that the first race?
Yeah. That was the Sprint Championship. Now we're up to the Classic in 2 minutes. Did it look okay on the?
Yeah, it looked fine.
Anybody watching it? Was it smooth?
Smooth to me.
Smooth as silk.
You know, you have double latency though. That's the only thing with doing it. You have a latency through StreamYard and you have a latency through YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
well, I never had an issue with the overhead view, but I just assume with the coolness of this browser, you know, like overhead views kind of a buzzkill. You know, turns it into a 2D viewer, to be honest. But people like the overhead because you get to see, you know, you get to see the whole field and how the horse is advancing. I get that. I use it sometimes. Overhead. I use it quite a lot on longer races to see if my horse is gonna show up here or just pretend. All right, let's see. We have Poncho. Stash says 90% smooth. Good enough to tell. Congrats, Eddie. Just have to remember, I have to click in the box. Click in the box. We have about a minute, a little bit less than a minute for this
trying
one.
to upload a new trophy.
Yeah. Is it the Black Ace Trophy of the Year?
We'll test it out right now. Who just won that one? That was
Eddie with one horse, but I don't remember the name. I think it was called. No, that wasn't the one horse, was it? This boy can run. This boy can run. Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna test it out right now.
All right. And we are in the gate awaiting the horse's arrival. The very last horse loading.
That was senior sprint.
Do you see the thing loading now? Because I can't really see what you see.
Yeah, it's loading.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, it worked.
Can't figure out how to zoom up. And they are off.
Like if you can make your screen bigger. Oh, you want to show your face? That's fine.
I'm just trying to get all the horses in the picture and I can't figure out how. Anyway, Induna's Kingdom has the lead, followed by Star by Rema, also from Induna. 2 wide, Storm Temple Rig. 3 wide, another Induna horse, mosey on over. Fan back here. Cuckoo's Nest, Leap of Faith, the Wind Blew Late, 4 wide. Puma Trot in the middle there. Highland Blade and Classical is blocked. The last 2 or 3 are behind the 4 wall horse, while the old 2 Induna's Kingdom is just slow poking it up front. Nah, I'm just kidding. Not slow poking. They're coming around the turn. Middle of the turn, it's still Induna's Kingdom 45.96. 110.34 for 6 furlongs. You can see a little action behind them here. But right now, as they turn for home, it looks like Induna. Here comes the other horses. Induna's Kingdom, Star by Rama, the 5 horse, another Induna horse. He's trying to get the trifecta. They're heading for home. Star by Rama, Induna's Kingdom, close for third, looking like Puma Trot. That.
Star Barama's getting another trophy, huh?
Yeah. That was he won the eliminator. Thank you. I really enjoy the applause I get after calling a race on this viewer. Thank you. I can hear Tony right now clapping. Finally. Thank you. Okay. Last EC race of the season. And then we start looking forward to World Day. World Day. Hey, well, we have a few minutes. Has the World Day races always been 2, 3, and 4-year-olds combined?
They have been in the past, not last year.
Oh, okay.
We have, but it has more to do actually with last season. We had one at every surface distance per age, and then we had quite a number of cancellations. So,
okay,
we'll see. We had some nice added money races for mixed in there as well, but we'll see. We'll see what gets entered. But yeah, it's a fun day. The way it actually originally on the World Stakes Day was WFA, Wait for All Ages. That's how it was originally rolled out, because it was supposed to be a fun day of stakes racing where different ages collide on the track, and and see how they run. That was how it was originally done, and we've kind of gone back to that just to see how it works out.
Yeah, I can see that. I would rather the 2-year-olds run by himself.
Yeah,
they don't really do, but hey, maybe sometimes the 2-year-olds are the best at that specific
Well, they're
All
carrying
right.
4 less. They're carrying 4 less pounds. So I mean,
Yeah. Get ready to kick this one off. Good luck. Boom, boom.
I wonder which size. Who just won that one? That was
That was Induna Star by Rama or something like that.
Let's give that one its trophy right now too.
All right.
While we're at it. Is that the
Look
route?
at it coming at us. Whoa! Run! Stampede!
The last race, was it the classic or the route?
Classic. This will be the route. Out front, a little bit of a speed duel, believe it or not, between the 2, 1, and 6 and the 8 joining the fray. That would be That Is What Love Is For, the Gray Lady, Empirical, and Pimp Juice. Getting a very happy trip on the rail is Induna's Flight Line. Further back, Miss This from Flip. Peak Performance and Moonshine Radio from Crispin. Seabird, 5 wide. Next 3 are Eternally, No Woman, No Cry, and Ring My Bell. Circle back up top here. Haven't got there yet. Where's the Gray Lady who's now lost the horses? There they are. The 4-horse duel is going on still with the Gray Lady. That's What Love Is For. Empirical and Pimp Juice. You know, the Induna's horse didn't really move up like I thought it would, but Flips missed this as. You can see a big bunch of horses there. You can see those yellow X's of Christmas. As we enter the turn, I think Pimp Juice now has been able to drop down to the rail behind the 3, but the Gray Lady running strong. Outside now, 3 wide is That's What Love Is For. 4 wide, Empirical. Used to running like that from the Derby and Preakness, if I recall. Down the stretch, we're coming. I'm just going to leave it on this view. It is the Gray Lady trying to pull away. Up the rail, look at the 4-horse, No Woman, No Cry. Making a run at him, but not going to get there. It's the Gray Lady. Look at all those grays. Holy cow. Grays, 1, 2, 3, maybe, depending on the head bob.
So who was it?
The Gray Lady from Bobby Dazzler. Thank you. Again, I do appreciate the applause. Appreciating my race call. I did not get that kind of applause at the end of the other races, but thank you. Thank you so much. So that was, I got to go back and see how we split those other ones up. Because there was some nice head bobbing there at the end. And it was the Gray Lady, No Woman, No Cry, and Induna's Flight Line. And then That's What Love Is For. So, was that 3 races where the leader went wire to wire? I think it was. I definitely think it was.
They just pushed out.
I think the leaders won wire to wire on all of them.
So speed carried or no?
Yeah.
Well, Dunas wasn't wire to wire. He was second.
Huh? I thought he was out front the whole way. What do I know?
Second by a head. Eddie was wire to wire.
Yeah, no, Eddie was wire to wire. Okay. Well, that was a short show. Now we have a chance for folks to ask questions. Or,
There won't be many questions.
nah, not with you here.
No,
They like to ask them when you're not here.
that is true.
Want to talk about the Eliminator?
Do you want to talk about the Eliminator?
I ask you first.
Sure.
I know I am. What are you? You can bring out all the kids. All right. We shall talk about the Eliminator.
What?
Except I don't. I would have to pull up the calendar. Let's talk first about the types of Eliminator. So we have Eliminator for 2-year-olds, and that would be 2-year-olds that have never run a race. We have Eliminator for 3-year-olds, and that is 3-year-olds that have never run a race. And this is where I get confused on the 4 on up. The first grouping is 4-year-olds that have never won a race or never run a race. I assume it's never won a race. And then the second grouping is 4-year-olds that have run once. Tell me how the 4-year-olds work.
Yeah. So there's 2 races usually listed. One for the horses that 4-year-olds have 2 different, have different criteria, which is they can have raced, but they can't have any more than 1 win. So we set up 2 races, one for straight maidens and then one for non-winners of 2.
So I can be 0 for 19 and enter the 4-year-old Eliminator.
You can be 0 for 19 and you can enter the 4-year-old.
And just because I've not won a race, does that immediately throw me into the maiden one, or could I feel great about myself?
People race where they want to race. I mean, so there's some people that race the maiden one, unraced maidens. They choose to race there instead of the non-winners of 2.
Yeah, that would make the most.
And there's some people that race the non-winners of 2.
Yeah, because you might think, well, it's a bunch of dogs in there; they can't even win a race. So I'm gonna put my superstar I just got off the ring. I'm gonna put him in there. Now, does that 2 grouping system support a decent sized field in each? Or would you be better off just to say it's one giant group of non-winners of 2?
Say that again, the question?
My question is, do you get enough of a field size in each of the 4-year-olds, or would it be potentially a super purse if it was just one grouping of either maidens or winners of 1?
It always seems to be more entries into the maiden than the non-winners of 2, if that's what you mean.
Well, what I mean is, does both get a decent size fields? Like,
it's usually 60-40. It's about 60-40. 60 for the maidens, 40% for the.
Okay.
But they're usually decent.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the qualifications. All races are 1 mile on the dirt, good, or mud, correct?
Yeah.
Still going everything a mile, right?
Everything.
Okay. Now I'm going to go to my race schedule. The racing calendar. Unless you know off the top of your head when these start.
It's 4. I believe it's the 4th, the 6th, and the 8th.
On the 4th, September the 4th, I see.
What the hell is going on here? Oh, admin spots.
Oh yeah, it would be shown as one race right now. Okay. C. Is it listed somewhere, or do I, like, I'm just kind of paging through the race? I see it. So the 4-year-old maidens first race is September 4th. And then running after those heats is the 4-year-olds with one win maximum. Okay, when do you think the next one is? The 6th?
6th. Chrisman has a
Right.
question.
Who has a question?
Chrisman.
All right. The question being asked is, other than Black Ace picking the jockey he wants and getting it, how are the other folks' jockeys assigned? Is it wins or earnings per race?
If they're maidens and every horse is unraced, then it is random. Based off of
No. It's for the final, so they would have all raced.
I don't think he said final. He just said question preliminaries final jock selection.
I thought he said eliminator final.
Yeah,
Final jock selection. I thought that would mean
if they're all maidens and unraced, never raced, and it's going to go by your jock selections. And if there's the similar picks in the same slot for jock selections, it'll be randomly assigned.
But let's like, who would care though if the first, second? I mean, when he says final jock selection, I think he's talking about the finals.
No, I'm pretty sure he's talking about if they're all preps.
All qualifiers.
It's
like
going to be
in the finals where the big money exists. Biggest money.
Be earnings per race.
It is earnings per race. Okay. Earnings per race. Other than me, well, I get whatever jockey I want.
Right.
Yeah. It's just part of the deal. All right. Gonna have to say that's just a big lie so that we don't get people type. Although this group wouldn't do that. They know I'll never make the finals. Okay. The 6th. Well, I'm looking on the 6th to confirm the eliminator 3-year-olds are on the 6th. And yes, they are. So 4th, 6th, and 2-year-olds are when?
Should be the 8th.
8th. 4, 6, 8. I think you should run them all on the same day. Just the whole day be eliminator race.
I tried putting them closer together, then I got complaints that wasn't enough time for people to reuse the credits that they've won.
Not time to reuse the credits that you've won.
Yeah, to use credits they won for entries.
You mean in the next series? Like if I have horses running in all 3 age groups, I need my horses in the 4-year-olds to win me some money so I can go enter the 3-year-olds. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sort of like that. I mean, if you enter 20 horses in the 2-year-old or 4-year-old, and then you have 20 horses you want to enter in the 3-year-old, people are hoping that they can recycle some of the credits before they have to enter.
Okay. No, I just didn't understand what that meant. Okay. So money. Dash has confirmed that I pay jockeys. I don't pay no jockeys. You mean I pay to get my own jockey? Oh boy. Okay, so anything else we need to know about Eliminator?
Me?
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions about the Eliminator? I mean, the biggest issue with the Eliminator is technically it's like, just making sure that you're entering the correct race. I mean, you're
Right.
not if you have a horse that's been raced, it's 8 days in the season for 2-year-olds. If you've raced somewhere, don't enter the horse because it's going to be scratched. That's the biggest thing to remember is 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds are unraced. And besides that, if you're new to this, once they're in the tournament, they have to stay within the tournament. They cannot race anywhere else other than the tournament until they're eliminated. So,
Unless they choose to not run anymore in the tournament.
well, they'll be eliminated that way as well. So either way, they'll be eliminated.
Right, but I mean, it may be their choice to just say, "Hey."
Yeah, well, I'm saying,
else.
well, that's what I'm saying. If that's your choice, that's fine, but then still
Right.
don't enter it in the tournament because you're going to be
Yeah,
scratched.
right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I mean, if you want to give up and get out of the tournament, then that by all means you can do that. It's just for folks that try
Right.
to race in between to earn more revenue.
Right. Your horse will be taken from you.
Yeah.
And given to me.
It won't be taken from you.
And okay, so the question always comes up. The finals in the Eliminator is not, I mean, it's obviously graded as far as the quality of the groups, but it is not a graded race because to run a graded race, you have to have won. And thus, someone could get through to the finals and never having won a race. And then if the final was graded, they couldn't enter. Is there any way around that at all?
The only way around it would be to change the requirements for stakes racing, which requires a horse to have a win.
Okay.
And if you change that, if you change that, I already know what's going to happen. You got people that are just going to,
Well, I didn't know if there was, because what happens is that's a pretty big purse to miss out on one of the bonuses that you could get. But since it's not graded, you don't get the breeder, sire, owner bonuses.
No, you just get the added cash that the site put in.
Not if I'm the sire owner, but I don't own the horse.
I'm saying there's still. I hear what you're saying. It's still all added money, so it's not like,
No, I know it's not a graded race, so you're not eligible for those bonuses. I'm just saying it's a pretty large purse for you to miss out on the bonus. Well, that's okay. It only happened to me twice. All right. What else we got going? I think we've said enough about the Eliminator.
What do you got?
Yeah, what do you got? What time is our podcast tomorrow?
If we do a podcast tomorrow, it would have to be tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening?
Yeah, like 8:30 or later.
Nobody would show up. We do it at like 3 a.m.
Nah, I don't get up.
We'll get the UK people up bright and early.
The UK.
Is it okay if I advertise for myself on here and allow others that want to come on and advertise that I have horses for sale? As long as anybody else can come on here and say the same thing.
What, do shows for people selling horses?
Yeah. Like if I do a podcast, I did it once before, but nobody showed up. But I said I wasn't going to do my horses. So let's say I set up a podcast for buyers and sellers, and I'm the only one selling. Just because no one else wants to put theirs on, I should be able to put mine on.
No, I hear what you're saying. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it. I mean, it would be better if obviously there was multiple people trying to sell horses.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I figure right now, I mean, I just listed, I don't know, 10 or so horses, raced horses. I don't think any of them are superstars, but maybe someone will turn on them into superstar. Well, I just listed them and they just went like hotcakes. So, figure right now it's the time people are buying horses, but I see in comments in the section, I saw one where somebody said, I can't really read your horses. Can't really read that format or anything. So I thought people might want to come on and list their horses and talk about
oh, it's like hard to read on the screen.
Well, I think it's copy and paste some stuff from the horse's form or something, and it doesn't format well. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't. It's just the way the person was doing it. I think someone questioned it. But I think more horses.
Hey, Dash, I see.
I think it'd be like what I'd like to have is like a little, almost like a mini auction or something, where I don't want to cause any hardship, but I mean, if you could let people know on a given podcast there'd be 20 horses, provide in advance what 20 they are, but you can only buy them if you come on a podcast, then some people would say it wasn't fair, though. But
no, I mean the only, I guess the way to do it would be, I don't know, maybe if it was set up beforehand and so many people send, oh, you still hear me do it? Oh my goodness,
bless you.
Nice. If people sent you a number, like let's say this stable sent you 5 and this stable sent you 5 and this 5, like there was multiple people that sent you 5. Hey, these are the horses that I want promoted on these are the maybe it works that way.
Yeah, I was thinking, how I don't know, swap meets, and even like when I grew up, there was always every Tuesday was don't laugh. Every Tuesday was a hog lot auction, where not wasn't a whole lot of an auction, but it's like, so every Saturday, since everybody seems to be available on Saturday, you could, if it worked out, just say, hey, I'll be here to sell some horses. If you want to buy, show up, or if you want me to sell some of yours online, probably not. I guess not. I always wanted to do that, but the one time I tried, it didn't really work out. Anyway, don't worry about it. So I don't think there's an auction for a while, Poncho, because
no, they're gonna like I said in the other show, they're gonna throw an auction up when the programmers are ready to work on it, and when it's up and running, people can enter it. But but it's an auction that's made for the programmers. If people want to bid, they can, but the programmers are going to go through the auction and basically make changes and make updates while the auction is running. So it's the next auction will be for the programmers' work, but it's open. I mean, people click to enter, then the horse will be entered. But I have no control of it after that. So once you enter your horse, it's going to be in an auction until the auction closes.
Right. Okay. And then Dash should have a required format for. Yeah, I don't think we could do that. He wants to live in a communist world. It'd be hard to tell people you have to use a certain format because some people may not have that ability. And then some people may just say, well, screw it, then I'm not going to do it. I say you just ignore their horses.
I mean, you can always just go by the horses for sale page and just cover the page of horses that are available for sale. It's technically the same thing, right? I mean, they're posted publicly.
Yeah. But again, some people don't like the format people have been using in there. So
the format being that you post a horse for sale?
The format meaning that it's sloppily done and people just say, I'm not looking through that crap at your horses. It's like I can't really tell anything about the horse based on what you posted, other than what its record is or something.
On the public sales page?
No, on the horses for sale page
What, on Discord?
on Discord.
Yeah, no, I don't follow Discord. I'm saying there's a public sales page on the site.
Right, but I don't use that because there's a fee to list every single horse. And
Yeah.
when I have
all right.
30 or 40, I'm not going to pay $40 and then
No,
sell
I hear you.
two,
Well,
you know?
I got you. Some people use it. I mean, that's not changing. I mean, I know that.
All right. That's what I'm saying. I imagine from people I talk to, there's a decent amount of people that have horses to sell, but won't put them up unless they're selling one or two. And then they go and try on the horses for sale, and you get, it's like hard to read, and there's not enough info.
Yeah.
I try to put as much info as I can on mine, but obviously I can't put everything.
Yeah, I mean, when people post stuff on eBay, is it free to post it, or do they gotta pay for it?
It's free.
What?
Free unless it sells.
Free unless it sells?
Yeah. Well, you get so many. Like I get 250 a month.
Yeah, that's not every. I'm saying that maybe that's you. Maybe that's somebody else doesn't get that.
No, I get the minimum. 50, 100, I don't know what it is, but nobody pays on eBay to post unless you ask for special placement or special bold or whatever. But like I've never paid on eBay, at least as long as I've been doing it, with this Pokemon stuff. The last 5 years, I've never paid for a placement. But look, I get it. I mean, I'm not debating it. I'm just saying more.
What makes that any different than the auction?
The same thing happens in the auction.
People don't enter the auction because they have to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there are horses to sell.
Yeah, right. And if we didn't have fees, then you'd have all kinds of ridiculousness in there.
I get that too.
Yeah, no. Listen, I get it from your side and from the player side. No one wants to pay anything, and that's the thing, and that would be the ideal way to do it for you guys. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the ideal way for the site. So
I'm not a person that doesn't want to pay anything. I don't mind paying. I just don't want to pay. I don't want to list. I don't want to have to limit myself to listing a horse or two at a time, seeing if they sell. I mean, like I said, that one day I listed 100 horses and 3 sold. I mean, on horses for sale. So, I would have paid. I don't mind paying fees. I think it's just missing out on sales because people don't post things where there's a fee. But that's just my opinion. Maybe others don't really care or do it. I mean, you do see people with they'll list 20 horses on there for $5 each on the auction. So
yeah,
if they don't sell, they don't.
And these are I know, and there's people out there that won't pay $2 to add the horse to the page, but they'll sell a horse for $400 easily. And so it's they sell it for $400 privately, but they won't list the $2 to sell it. So it goes both ways. There's different strokes for different folks. I don't.
Well, I don't know about that part because I'm sure it happens. I don't disagree with you, but I mean, if that's being done, then that's wrong.
If what's being done?
If people sell a horse to someone else for 500 or 400 or 200 via like a PayPal exchange.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's literally people that I know in the game that will refuse to pay the fee to list a horse for sale. Okay. But we'll work the back door as far as the offer fees or whatever. For the 400, they'll sell horses all the time, 100, 150, 200, 300, whatever. But and so they're making hand over fist on it, but they're the same people that'll complain about paying the fee for $2. So.
Well, okay, so you're looking at 1 or 2 or 3 horses. The person might have spent $1,000 to sell those 3 horses for 2 or 3 or 400.
I'm not getting into that. I mean, that's a whole different avenue if you want to go that route as far as what people pay, what I pay actually. If we want to go that route too, I mean, it's has nothing to do with that. What I'm saying to you is they know that they're making money off of it, but they choose not to pay the $2. That's just, to me, that's I don't understand the thinking on it. I mean, if you want to sell something, if it's worthy of selling and you believe it'll sell, you get it's a what is it? You sell it for $10, you get what? $1 refund?
I would assume so, yes. You mean you list one for? Are you talking about if you list one for 10 or you take a $10 offer?
No, I'm not talking about offer. I'm talking about if you're listing a horse for 10. If you're listing a horse for $10.
Yeah, it costs you what, 10%? No, it costs you 5% to post it, and the other 5 if it's I don't remember, but it's $1 minimum. So let's say $20. If I post those for 20, I think I pay $1. And then if it sells, don't I pay the rest? I don't even remember anymore, to be honest with you. Well, I'll look because I just posted some today.
It costs $1 to enter a horse in for sale to sell for 10. $1 to list it.
$1, okay.
And that's part of the fee. So it's like, if you sell it for 10, I actually think you get 9,500 back.
I don't know. I'm looking.
You get 9.
Okay, I put a horse up for $19,000, 19,000 points, and I got charged. No, let's see, that isn't right. 15. I did one for 12,000, 19,000, and 15,000, and it cost me 1,500, 1,900, and 1,200. So it's 10%. It looks like. So I assume you're right. If it was 10, it would have been 1,000 or basically $1. None of them, I don't believe, have sold. They're just Santa Anita horses, so no, they didn't sell. So let's say the one for 15 sells. I've already put up 1,500, so I would assume there would be no additional fee.
But it depends on what level, I guess, what level member you are.
Right. Well, anyway, that's here and there. I mean, the whole premise of wasn't to argue about fees.
First of all, I'm not arguing. I'm just having a conversation.
I know. I'm arguing. I didn't say you were arguing. I said I'm arguing. Like, I didn't mean to start an argument. I meant to say I want to figure out another way to sell more horses.
If you're a basic member, I don't know it because I'd have to actually do it and try it myself. I believe that if you like Dash has over here, he says if it sells for 100 horse, you're paying $10 to list the horse, hoping it sells. I believe that if you're a basic member, it's 20% total. So it's 10% on the front end, 10% on the back end. So that would be $20. If a gold member is 15% and a platinum is 10%. So if you listed a horse for what is my first of all, hold on a second. I can't do that either. because I'm not even a member. But I was trying to test on the platinum. Says 10% is your fee. I was curious to see if it splits it in half, 5% up front, 5% on the back, or if it takes the whole 10% up front.
On mine, it took the whole 10%.
Are you platinum?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a minimum. What for what horse?
The three I just mentioned: 12,000, 15,000, 19,000. It took 1,200, 1,500, and 1,900.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if any of those sell, I would assume it already took the 10%, so it wouldn't take any more.
Well, that's what Dash just said. He said he listed one for $1 for $7K, and he got the full $7K back. So it didn't take any more than the 7.
Yeah, I'm confused. I listed a horse for $7K. It cost me $1, but I got the full $7 back. Like when it got bought, he got the full $7. Yeah, I get that. I'm not disputing the fees or even charging the fees. I'm just trying to sell horses.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
I mean, the site operates on fees, so I mean,
I think we're beating that dead horse. Like nothing's changing, and for those of us that have bulk amount of horses, like I do, then I'll just continue to use horses for sale on Discord. Because it's from my end, you have your end, the site end, but from the user end, it's not viable for me to list 60 horses on the sales page, not knowing if any of them are going to sell, and to do that numerous times. So that's why I'm glad we got the horses for sale page. Plus, I can show the data in the format I want to show it. Seems to work for people. So anyway, don't want to dwell on that. It don't look like anybody else has anything to ask. So we might as well call it a night.
Yeah, unless somebody's got something late that they want to add. I'm just running spot stats real quick. Let's see.
Spot stats?
Yeah.
For what? Spots on the track? I mean, posts?
Just gate stuff.
Yeah. What are you finding out?
Nothing interesting.
Oh, you're just running. I thought you were studying. Okay.
No, I am. I'm just trying to see if it, I haven't seen it. I haven't checked it in a while.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. See you next time. Congrats to those that won Friday, Saturday, today, and for those that cashed tickets, and congrats even to those who didn't, but were able to get a horse through to the finals.
Yep. And get those late season 2-year-olds ready for the 3-year-old season.
Yep. That's what I've been doing. Lining
them up. And people have asked, though. This is the interesting thing. on one hand, people say things about the fees to sell horses, but then there's a whole handful of people that want the auction fees increased.
Auction fee to enter.
Yeah.
I think that the few people that I saw, that I talked to, wanted it increased so that the people selling the $5 horses won't enter and won't put like 50 of them out there and clog up, make the auction 19 pages, and folks just don't show for it. And we can't even podcast it with just that, all those on there. So, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
The ones that I talked to, they're like, God, how do we stop so-and-so from dumping, 30 horses on that nobody wants and takes up, we have an auction full of crap, basically. You never know. Somebody might want the $5 horse.
Yeah, I see what Dash saying. I don't have right now. I could look into that. I don't have the ability to separate a. I can do higher, but I don't have a ceiling, so I'd have to.
The problem with not podcasting a $10 horse is, or anything under 10, is that just means a lot of dead air when we go through the 6 pages. There's 3 pages of. I mean, it's not like they just all come up in cost order. I mean, sometimes there's 20 of them, and then intertwined, there's some good ones in there, and then. But I'm not going to stay online for 6-7 hours to talk about 20% of the horses.
Right, but see, if I raise the minimum, if I raise a minimum to 10, it just means they're going to enter for 10 instead of 5.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's. Yeah. No, I get that. Well, anyway.
No,
yeah, the only way to do it. The only way
that's
to be
what I'm saying. Dash,
it,
if I change the other auction to 10 and above, they'll just change it to 10.
No, I think he meant do that and like order them up from based on the the offering. So the 5s and 10s and all those are the first horses.
Yeah, no, he was saying multiple auctions, like a different auction altogether.
Yeah, just somehow to separate them. Yeah.
Right.
Because if I'm a buyer, like I'm just gonna place my bids, maximum bid on a horse. And Lee, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna monitor it because I have to try to guess when sit through all the other garbage. So
there's 6 furlongs. This is here. 6 furlongs dirt for Florida. 15 full field 8 gate races.
There's 15 races at Florida for 6 furlongs that had 8 horses in them.
Yeah.
For what? The last ones you're looking at, or the season, or?
Yeah, last 4 months.
Last 4 months, okay.
Yeah.
Dirt and turf both?
Oh, dirt. No, just dirt.
Just
There's
dirt,
15
okay.
full field races for 6 furlong.
Okay.
And
how many did I win?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Gates 5, 6, and 7 have won 9 of the 15.
5, 6, and 7.
Yep.
Okay.
People talk about the outside post.
How about
spot 1 is 2 times, spot 2 once, and spot 3 once. Just interesting. I'm just looking at it. Right now. I'll check and see the turf right now.
Is that all grades or what?
It's all races.
All categories. Okay.
Turf. There was 11, and spot 4 was the best.
Yeah. How many did I win?
I have no idea. 7 horse races. 7 horse races, 6 fronts, 14 of them. It's completely, basically even. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. I just looked through it to see if
yeah, nominally, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I was just looking at it from tonight. I mean, I think the one post won all 3 of them, which is kind of odd, but they're
Yeah.
it doesn't show anything as far as total. The
Yeah.
but I don't think today's races are in it yet. I think.
Okay.
Oh no, that's
Well,
New York. Right?
they weren't Florida, were they?
No, I switched the track. The dirt, New York.
Oh, okay.
Turf, New York.
Well, there's only one.
What?
It's only one 6 furlong race.
I'm talking about a mile and a half. I was looking at today's championship races.
Well, I thought you said 6 furlong.
No, I already went through the 6s. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. The reason why I looked at spot stats was because of the championship races. They were all won by the one post today, and I checked the post on all of those, and there's nothing to do with the gate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. World Day, if not before. Have a good evening or good morning, depending on where you're at. Take care. Thanks, Bob.
All right. Thanks, guys.
For taking my verbal jabs and being a bigger man. Take it easy, everyone.
All right.